Is Commissioner with us, Todd?
He is.
He's Larry Scott, Pac-12 Commissioner, joining us early. Good morning, Commissioner. As of this morning, where do we stand with football in the fall with Pac-12?
We've had a lot of progress over the last day or two, especially with public health officials in California and Oregon. And this on the heels of the deal we did with Quidel, which gives us access to daily testing with rapid results. I think has brought us a long way. So our medical advisory committee is much more comfortable with us going forward. And it looks like the hurdles have been cleared in terms of the public health authorities in the states of California and Oregon. So things are looking a lot more promising. So I've got a call today with our presidents and chancellors. We're going to take stock of where we are and see if we're comfortable with a path forward before January 1st, which was what our previous decision was. And we'll see if we can align with others in college football still this fall.
Will there be a vote today when you talk to these presidents?
I'm not expecting a vote today. I'm not going to push for one today. I mean, this has been a rapidly developing series of events. Yesterday was pretty crazy from a call I got from Governor Newsom in the morning to meetings folks from Oregon State had with their governor that day. So, yeah, we need to give folks that lead our campuses a chance to digest all this, take into account everything going on their campuses. But we also realize that if we're going to move forward this fall with football, where we need a 6-week ramp up for our student athletes. In California, they haven't been in a gym. They haven't been on a field. Yeah. So they need 6 weeks. And then there's basketball too, which the NCAA just decided on Wednesday is going to start November 25th. So we've got to figure out with both those, are we comfortable moving forward?
What I was told yesterday, and you obviously can correct me if you need to, that if you're looking at a date, it'd be probably around Halloween, that first game in the Pac-12.
So if we're going to move forward, it depends on how quickly we can get back to practice. 6 weeks would be from Monday, but we're only getting these rapid tests next week. So I think that would be the most ambitious. Okay. Maybe a week or two too quick for us, but somewhere in that zip code is where we'd be playing if we're playing. But
also, it's going to preclude you, I think, from qualifying for the playoff, the Final Four, right? Well,
if we were to play this fall, I don't think anyone can predict. I was on the call with my fellow commissioners, and we've got a board of the college football playoff. I don't think if you ask any of my fellow commissioners, they can tell you how many games their teams are going to play. They know what they're going to try to play, but we've already seen in the first 2 weeks, every league that's tried to play has had to postpone games. So no one's feeling supremely confident at this point, especially those that don't have daily tests, that all their team's going to play every game. So I think, it's uncharted territory. We don't know how many games each league's going to play. There are going to be many more differences than we're normally used to. And I don't know, whether the average is going to be 6 games or 8 games. I don't think anyone can tell you. We don't know what player availability is going to be. And the committee is going to have their work cut out from. There's going to be a lot more subjectivity this year than the best. I would not rule anything out.
So more likely to play in the fall than the spring, because last time we had you on a couple of weeks ago, you said, we're targeting the spring or right after, January. More likely fall football than spring football?
I'd say at this stage, it's promising. It's amazing how much has happened in the last 5 weeks since we made our decision. And the good news is, we got access to the kind of testing our medical folks required sooner than we thought. We've gotten public health authority approval, quickly, earlier than we thought. And so we've tried to do a couple of things, Dan, and I appreciate the chance to talk to you. We've tried to be transparent about what we're doing, deliberate, health and safety first. But at the same time, our student athletes want to play, and our coaches want to play, our fans want to play. So we've been committed to explore every possibility to do so when we felt it was safe and we had appropriate approval. So we're trying to be nimble and flexible too. And, our presidents and chancellors have been that too. And that's why they're convening on a call real time to address this new information. And yeah, if we can provide an opportunity for our student athletes to play as soon as it's safe, they want to play. And we owe them that if we can do it.
You think you'll know by Monday if you're playing?
I think we have to decide, by next week, if we're moving forward.
Do you have a target date?
Not yet. Okay. No, I need to This has been a rapidly escalating series of events over the last 24 hours. And I need to see where my presidents and chancellors are, which I'll know later today.
But what changed? Is it just the rapid testing, like the approval of the governors of Oregon and California?
For us, the game changer was being the first conference to get access to daily testing. And those tests are being shipped to us on Monday with the machines and the readers. And the reason for that is our medical advisors, they concerns about heart, the prevalence of the spread of the virus, and they didn't feel comfortable playing the sport of football or basketball for that matter, if they thought, the practice or the games could lead to the spread of the virus beyond what people might get in their communities or at the dining halls or in their dorms or whatever. The act of playing football or basketball couldn't lead to the spread. And getting access to daily testing gives a high degree of confidence that's not going to happen. So that was the game changer for us. And I think it was a game changer for the public health officials, which was the second major thing that just happened, within the last 24, 36 hours.
Is it everybody has to play or nobody plays in the Pac-12?
Up till now, we've been completely unified in our approach, and I expect that will continue to be the case.
Last time we talked, and I'm paraphrasing, but it felt like you were saying that the Big 12 and the ACC and SEC were being a little more reckless. You were being very overly cautious, and so was the Big 10. Do you still feel that way?
Well, I doubt I ever used the word reckless with my peers.
That's why I was paraphrasing there. But you sent a message there, whether you intended to or not.
Fair enough. No, I think what I was trying to suggest is we have been more cautious. And I think, the values in every part of the country are a little bit different, the priorities and the pressures that people feel. And I think our league, and this is something I'm proud of with our schools, have wanted to err, if they were going to err, on the side of safety, the health and safety and welfare of the student athletes, even if it would come at a significant cost, TV revenue, attendance, et cetera. People want to play. And we drew a line in the sand. We weren't going to do it unless our medical advisors were very confident and comfortable. And of course, we need public health authority approvals, and different leagues made different decisions. But I've tried to be careful not to cast judgment on anyone else's decision making. I just like to talk about the values we've had, which have been more conservative and cautious. And I think on our show before we talked about that's a microcosm of what's going on in society too.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to figure this out with your role. When you get the presidents on the phone, do you advise them? Like, do you say, this is what I want to do? Or is it, you guys tell me what you want to do?
It's a combination of those things. My job is to reflect and carry out what our 12 schools ultimately want to do, but they rely on me to, do the legwork, bring them the facts and make a recommendation. That's what I'll do.
And your recommendation is to play football in the fall?
Oh, they're going to hear my recommendation first.
Your recommendation is to play football in the fall.
We've overcome the major obstacles that we had and the criteria that our medical advisors set with the public health authority approvals. And now, but our president's chancellors have to weigh the issues on their campuses. They'll be the ultimate decision makers. But in terms of the metrics and the issues we talked about in mid-August, the reasons why we weren't going forward, we've made tremendous progress and have overcome those things. So normally, I'll report to them that we've achieved those things, and then it's up to them to weigh it all and decide.
And normally, you would want to know what the vote's going to be before you take the vote. But what you're saying is if there is a chancellor president who says, look, I just don't feel comfortable doing that, can they sit out this football season and the Pac-12 continues to play with everybody else?
We've never done that. And I don't know if we would do that or not. Up till now.
So you think you can get a consensus vote?
We've had a consensus at every step of the way, and I expect we're going to have a consensus on this.
Good luck. I always appreciate you coming on. I know it may feel like a firing squad at times, but my job is to get answers. It's a very important issue, and I know it's fluid. It's day to day, almost hour to hour of trying to get this done, and I wish you luck.
I appreciate it, Dan.
Thank you. That's Larry Scott, Commissioner of the Pac-12.